Overnight, artificial intelligence and the broader technological revolution are colliding with public trust and hard infrastructure constraints. In the United States, graduation ceremonies have become the latest flashpoint, with viral videos showing students booing mentions of AI, a small but telling signal of anxiety about job displacement and academic integrity. Separately, debate over AI's role in culture is sharpening, with fresh attention on allegations and disputes around AI use in literary work and prizes, underscoring how quickly creative industries are being pulled into questions of authenticity, disclosure and enforcement. On global conflict, Russia's President Vladimir Putin has vowed retaliation after accusing Ukraine of striking a student dormitory, while Ukraine says it hit Russia's elite Rubicon drone unit in occupied eastern Ukraine. Drone warfare is also reshaping other conflicts. Reporting highlights how armed groups in Colombia are increasingly using cheap, widely available drones, pushing violence into the air and complicating civilian safety and state control. In the Indo-Pacific, Taiwan is rattled by a reported U.S. delay affecting a major arms package, raising concerns in Taipei about deterrence and the reliability of Washington's support. In global health, the UN Health Agency has raised the Ebola risk in the Democratic Republic of Congo to very high domestically, high regionally and low globally. The outbreak is also intersecting with international sport logistics, with DR Congo's World Cup team reportedly required to isolate before travel. In U.S. politics and national security, Tulsi Gabbard has resigned as Director of National Intelligence, with multiple outlets describing it as another high-profile cabinet departure this year. NATO allies are also being reassured by U.S. officials over troop deployments, amid mixed signals and shifting announcements around force posture in Europe. Separately, the U.S. is increasing pressure on Cuba, with questions about the endgame and warnings from Washington that a peaceful agreement is unlikely, while Havana rejects the claims. Turning to Australia, the AI build-out is becoming a concrete planning and energy issue. A race to construct AI data centers is generating concern about where facilities should be located and what that means for power, water, community impact and long-term resilience. This is a material development for government and the Australian Public Service, because it foreshadows new approval battles, grid investment decisions, and potential national interest settings around critical digital infrastructure. On energy and policy, Western Australia's Premier has drawn criticism after comments supporting fracking, with conservationists arguing the state's issue is not a domestic gas shortage, but an export-driven supply problem. The dispute matters for the national economy and inflation outlook, because gas policy feeds directly into electricity prices, industrial competitiveness and investment certainty. On national security and border policy, the Federal Environment Minister has warned a second is-linked group attempting to return to Australia would face the same consequences as previous cohorts, as a group is believed to be traveling from Damascus after leaving Syria's Al-Raj detention camp. Expect continued scrutiny of screening, monitoring and interagency coordination. In federal politics, Tony Abbott has been nominated unopposed to become federal president of the Liberal Party, a significant internal development that may influence party direction and messaging. Separately, commentary suggests the government remains under pressure to better explain the case for tax reform as it sells its budget agenda. In markets and business, Australia's emerging agave industry is attracting interest from distillers, farmers and scientists, with claims it could support new spirits production and potentially contribute to sustainable aviation fuel inputs over time, a small but notable signal of diversification and regional investment themes. Locally in Sydney, 3 people have died after a head-on crash in San Celsi, with 2 drivers and a passenger killed. Emergency response and any road safety updates are likely to follow today.